Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rinnie from Aethir. So Aethir is a decentralized GPU project. We provide the GPU to AI and the gaming project. And recently, we also launched a 100 million ecosystem fund to a lot of gaming and the AI project. I'm also the organizer of Taipei Blockchain Week. So today, this year is the third year of Taipei Blockchain Week. So very glad to be on stage and to talk to three amazing women. Let's give everyone a self-intro, starting from Luki.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you for such a great event. This is our second time being Taipei. Amazing event, amazing venue, amazing people. So happy to be here. But first of all, my name is Luki and my last name is not Chang. My last name is Song, S-O-N-G, Rinnie, just so you know.
Sorry about that.
That's
we need to improve next year.
That's all right. So yes, my name is Luki. I work at Chainbase. What Chainbase is a data network. So what we do is we provide this framework to for on-chain data processing. Imagine you have all those blockchains, especially right now with all the developers right now trying to deploy projects on multi-chains, right? You need to have a good framework to access on-chain data. This is what Chainbase is here for, is we standardizing the how you interact with on-chain data. We provide this framework for you to get the data you need to feed into the projects or the AI initiatives that you're trying to launch. So, but yeah, happy to discuss a little bit more later on.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Swarczewskaja. So I come from Singapore. So it's my first time in Taipei. I'm a co-founder of OKcontract. We are trying to bring smart contracts into every app. So basically, we're doing that using automation and mainly generate plug-and-play frontends for any smart contract interaction. It can be swap, stake, lending, minting, and everything beyond. So our main focus is really to scale distribution of smart contracts beyond a single dApp. Basically, this is how smart contracts are implemented today. So we want to scale distribution and reach really larger audiences, crypto native or not. So basically, being able to embed into Telegram apps, blogs, wallets, and being used by AI agents.
Thank you.
I am Claire Chang. I am a software engineer, and I have over 15 years experience in development. I am focused on online streaming system development and also do the image recognition task in to detect the content in the streaming. So I will sharing some experience for how AI impact the workspace, especially for software engineer. Thank you.
Okay, so today our topic is the future of work, and my question is, as AI and automation are changing the workplace rapidly, what excites you most about the changes, and what challenges do you see ahead? Maybe start, Luki.
So it's about like the automation, AI automation and workflow. As far as the workflow goes, we have been using, well, it's just like what everyone's using, right? Like every day we chat with the ChatGPT, we kind of automate how we work, how we interact with the workspace. I think what really helped us is right now we're becoming more and more decentralized. With Chainbase, we're based in Singapore, but we're decentralizing our workflow, our core contributors. So with open source, we have people from all over the world who's trying to chime in and contribute their knowledge to Chainbase. So as far as the AI automation, what we're hoping to do is, first of all, the scheduling of the meetings, scheduling with meetings with the partners, with the core contributors, and second, also the translation piece of it as well. So I think with the AI technologies right now, we're trying to leverage what we can actually take in from all those new technologies so that we can expand our network together. And I'm very thankful for a whole globe contributors, well, a globe of contributors here at Chainbase. We have moderators from all over the regions, but we utilize AI to better think how we interact with each other to expand our initiative to the other side of the world. So to leverage those different dynamics is how we actually trying to grow the network bigger and greater. One of the challenges I would say is we recently launched our collaboration with the Google BigQuery, because I think in conferences, we always, especially Web3 conferences, I know we've been talking about open source, decentralization, but to be honest with you, there are a lot of times decentralization is not as effective as centralization. So what we need to do is we need to be collaborative. We need to understand the strength of each sector. That's why we partner with Google BigQuery. We had a really good demonstration in their boardroom actually in Singapore, is how we can utilize the really good best UI that's created by those giants. They have the research team to provide this different user interfaces so we can use. And then we will chime into, you know, the decentralization, the open source, plug into the already made technology that Google or AWS or any other big giants have already had, so that we can combine their AI technology with what we have for open source and decentralization to incentivize our contributors, but at the same time combine with their best technology. I think that is the challenge, but also is something that we're trying to figure out what makes sense, what kind of collaboration makes sense for Web 2 and Web 3 in order to make the noise a little bit louder for people to get onboarded on Web 3.
That's really amazing, because I think we talk about AI and the Web3 and like a lot of projects, not only Web3, a lot of Web2 projects, they also want to dive into Web3, but they don't really know like how or what's the real like product or the use case. So it's really amazing that to see like you work with Google, and I know like such a big company, they have a lot of like policy and to integrate the product.
Yeah, so one thing, like if you look at AWS, if you look at Amazon, you click, and then things just happen. But in Web3, if we don't utilize those already made technology, we have to, if we build from scratch, everyone knows right now UI UX still is not at the standard in Web3. So what we need to do is we need to combine, be collaborative with what's already happened, and not just reinvent the wheel. It's more of collaborating with already made technology so that we can expand what we have as a core, which is open source and decentralization.
Very amazing. And I know, Claire, you work in Web2 tech consultant, so maybe you can also share your experience or your perspective about this.
I think AI and automation not only transforming the workspace. I think AI can reshuffling how we think about the productivity and creativity or problem solving. I'm excited because the AI tool can empower human capability. Some tasks we need to take hours before, and now we can use these AI tools to complete these tasks in minutes. This can allow people more focus on the creative or strategic task. But I also worry about when AI can do the task, thinking task for us. The beginner programmer may skip to learning the foundation skill. So when AI can do the routine coding task for us, how can we maintain the appetite in programming is a question we're trying to answer in software ecosystem.
Thank you.
Okay, so same question for me on AI benefits and challenges. So basically, as a regular AI user myself, so of course we mainly see the main advantage is eliminating some repetitive tasks and be more productive. So basically using for content creation. And for the software development part, actually, I would say I'm really excited more about automation because OKcontract is about automation and basically optimization of how software is, front-end part of the software is built today. So basically, I'm really excited getting rid of front-end coding, manual coding, and maintenance, and optimizing this part. And yeah, so on the AI tools part, I would say the challenges we are facing is confident inaccuracy. Because basically sometimes you do research and you ask GPT about some facts and it can confidently present you outdated information and make up some statements, and basically you still have to double check on Google. And I would say, like, yeah, it will get better, but you have to be really good in prompt writing yourself. And basically, the other point I see also for all companies is data privacy issue is basically as many employers use now private data, then basically requesting some content creation from GPT. So basically, if they don't sanitize data, it creates lots of issues. And I think we'll need to put some verification processes in place to address that. And of course, last one would be average quality. Still, because LLMs are trained on average internet data, so the average result is of average quality. So yeah, but it will get better soon. And that's why still for coding, I will not use it, but I will use automation. But for everything else, it's really getting us more productive.
I do want to mention one of the challenges, maybe already, some of you already noticed this too. If we generate content on ChatGPT, it's very ChatGPT. So, and I saw lack of a personalization, lack of a character. So if I read a blog from a project, I was like, okay, those 3 words are, like, it just screams ChatGPT out of the whole blog. So I feel like that's the challenge I've been looking into, is that the lack of a character for, because every project, if you guys are entrepreneur, you're building a project, there's a tone of voice, there is a character in your project. But if you just rely on this AI technology that's not personalized, it's the same as the other project. There's no character into it. So I think I would love to invite everyone to think about like all those AI generated content to make sure that it actually speaks the character you want people to feel that it's your project or personal branding. But yeah, that's the challenge that I've been seeing.
Yeah, and also I think the source of data is very also important. As I know, like Chainbase accelerates AI developments by providing the open source on-chain data processing framework to empower the whole knowledge sharing economy. How do you see the developments transforming workflows in Web3?
Yeah, so that's exactly what Ida was saying is, and also Claire mentioned about it too, is the data, right? The quality data. So we've actually, Chainbase started as a SaaS project, a centralized project. So what we're doing is we process on-chain data, make it more usable and insightful for developers. So they can just do some like click, 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 and then sync the data into their projects. Especially some security companies, they need to monitor transactions and etc. So we made it easy for them, but it's not sustainable because we rely on one big, like the one data center. We rely on Chainbase's node in order for it to work, for it to have the real-time transaction, real-time sync with the other projects who are using Chainbase. So it became more and more labor and time consuming for us to make sure everything works, make sure everything aligns. And then we have clients come to us to customize how they wanted to sync the data too. So it was like, man, we have to hire more people, we have to do more of R&D. And then we had contributors from the network came to us saying, hey, we actually wanted to know more of the framework so we can make the customize a little bit better on our own. So we open sourced it, which was amazing, amazing reflection on how we wanted to give back to the community. So we actually had community members who wanted to get like the coding bootcamp all together on Discord. So like every week we had one community member just initiated this program 1 week to talk about how to customize the framework into a way they want it to work to get the on-chain data they need based on the parameters they want to get. So I think the whole, and then the reason it accelerates AI because we started to see more and more AI agent builders coming to us saying that they need specific parameter of data from specific chains. And instead of paying for the API from each chain, they actually can customize how they work with on-chain data, this framework, this programming code. And they list it, once they customize it, they wrap it up as asset put on chain within Chainbase network. And if another developer wants a similar asset, similar way to process the on-chain data, they can utilize this asset and tweak a little bit if they want. But this asset is the original developer's knowledge. So if the developer's knowledge gets used or tweaked by other people, he gets incentivized as well. So we wanted to create this knowledge sharing economy, and we have more and more developers actually coming to our network to contribute their knowledge so that they feel their knowledge is being appreciated, incentivized, and also used by the community.
Yes, good sharing. And as you talk about AI agent, I think starting from the end of last year, their AI agent is really popular, and the more applications that we can see in our daily life. So I want to ask three guests, what do you see as the biggest challenge or limitation in integrating AI agent into blockchain-based application, and how will you address this?
I can talk later since I was speaking earlier anyways, but I would love to just mention about one article that Aethir posted regarding AI agents. They have done a really good job of posting blog articles regarding how GPU and AI agents can work together and the verticals of AI agents. I got my knowledge from you guys. So,
Thank you.
So if you guys haven't checked their website yet, they have a lot of really good articles. But yeah, the rest of the guests can continue.
Yeah, so basically on our end, as we are focusing on solving front-end part and making sure it's secure, of course, as end users, we all need to trust front-end, we need to trust a smart contract, we need to trust domain names. And basically, if we are talking about the AI agent use case, where AI agents will be actually assisting us and replacing us in creating like investment strategies, doing payments, and executing transactions. So what we really see, the most important thing on the underlying layer, on the middleware layer where we situate ourselves, is really to make sure this foundation is reliable and secure. So this is why we use an approach of building a catalog of trusted pre-built interactions. So AI agents don't have to pre-build interactions on the fly, because many things can go wrong when they pre-build on the fly. So basically, we think that to make sure that we can use AI engines for financial operations, we need to create this trustable, verified foundation. And this is what we are building at OKcontract, the hub where developers, AI agents can come and pick up the pre-built interactions with a smart contract, execute on it, and make it safe for end users. So yeah, this is like the main challenge that we see, and we are solving that. And Vitalik, the co-founder of Ethereum, actually mentioned that this is the way to secure dApps in the future. We need to move beyond JavaScript and HTML and use domain-specific language to specify interactions. So basically, this is exactly what OKcontract is doing, and Vitalik actually mentioned us in his latest blog, what he would like to see in the wallet. So basically, we are really trying to focus on security, safety of end users, and automation at the same time.
我可以用中文吗？
OK，
对，就是最近不好意思，因为这个题我用中文回答，就是
I can translate for you.
Thank you, Luki.
因为 AI agent 就是像最近北捷的新闻，就是他会有的时候我们问他，可能会把一些背后的一些参考资料都说出来。对，其实，在做 AI agent 的时候，就是资讯安全的确是非常重要的。然后因为我们就是尤其是在那个 prompt 的注入的状况下，就是这个会是尤其是用在一些有机密性的一些问答机器人上。对，我觉得这个是会影响会特别大。对，
I think from what I was understanding, what Claire was saying is the privacy and the usage, the traceability of the data that's used to feed the AI agent or train AI agents. Because when you prompt a question, or prompt the question, it traces back to the source of the information. And the traceability to go back to the information, is that even shareable? Is that exposing too much of a security risk? I think that's something that Claire was mentioning, is that you will have to go back to the source of the information and make sure it's legitimate, but making sure the privacy also is at par.
Thank you, Luki, for translating. And back to AI agent discussion. You mentioned that Aethir, we actually we do a lot of research and also post about how AI agent to integrate our GPU to provide more like service, and because actually Chainbase is also our very important partner. I also want to know from your perspective. Yeah.
Thank you. One thing I just, since I talked about the data network, I do just want to mention a little bit more about the AI agents and also the compound system of AI, which is a really new concept I recently learned. Even though we're talking about AI agents, but recently we had a conversation with some projects that they're doing not large language model, it's more of a small language model. So instead of training this model with a bunch amount of data, we actually train a model with a small amount of data, but very narrow, very specific data. So AI agent, it doesn't have to be a genie knows it all. AI agent can just be someone, not someone, like this object who is very specialized in very specific topic. So the project I was working with and Chainbase has been talking to is really focusing on small language model to making sure the model actually works for that specific field. And then a compound system is all different AI agents all together to work for a personalized initiative. So if you actually wanted to work on some bigger project, you divide it into small projects and then work all together. So that's actually what we have been seeing a lot of projects are trying to do. Instead of doing that large language model, I'm actually trying to focus a little bit more on the topic, use small language model to train the agent, combine the agent all together into a large compound system of AI.
Okay, so the last question is we talk about the future of work, and I know today's attendee, there are a lot of people, they are not really working Web3 or not working AI, but they have passion to dive into this space. And because all of you girls project and you work in Web3 and AI, what will you suggest our guests or advise that if they want to dive into this space to prepare the future of work, what's your suggestion?
I just want to let everyone know that I was a banker, a traditional banker in the United States for 10 years. I majored math and I became a banker. I did a lot of construction financing, real estate financing. At the time, I was so scared of Web3. I was a banker, so I was actually closing people's accounts because they wire money out in order to buy Bitcoin. So I just want to also mention the background is because I was very against Web3 for 10 years and didn't understand the whole field. And then I started to learn a little bit more because it's just so the whole banking industry at the time, it was just very negative about the whole narrative. So I studied about the blockchain technology, just in general, the technology. And I fell in love with the technology. And I went to East Denver since I'm actually from Denver. So I went to East Denver and I met the people that became my long-term friends. And the friendship I made, it's not comparable to the Web2 world I was in. Start to learn more about how RPC works, how everything syncs together, and learn about the infrastructure of Web3. And this is the advice I give to everybody is that Web3 really opened door to me to see the outside world. And if you want to see if you want to work in a very fast-paced environment, getting to know people from all different countries, from all different dynamic of workspace, and then just to learn about, Web3, we know crypto, but now there's AI. We know crypto, but there's NFT because of some artwork and ticketing technology. They're just so, and ZKTE, everything together. It's such a big melting pot with different technology. Pick a specific area you want to work at or you want to know more about and reach out to people who actually are the experts and find the mentorship. But this is just so, I'm passionate just by talking about this, how inclusive Web3 is. If you want to learn something, there's someone there to mentor you.
I used to work in banking, so I can really relate your story.
Yeah, so great transition, Luki. So I think I agree with you on the joining Web3 space was kind of similar for me, also learning from people, attending conferences and events. Maybe I will touch about AI disruption more. So what I learned in tech, I spent a lot of time building tech in Web2 and very successful billion-dollar companies today. And what I learned that tech will always progress, so you have to adapt. Basically, my main advice would be to learn, unlearn, relearn. So basically adapt, but you will not get fast enough to grasp all the technical skills you need. Maybe I would say what helped the workspace is have growth mindset and basically be able to stay creative and do problem solving and collaboration with other team members. And mainly, I feel like you will learn new things and be curious about new things, but yeah, you still need to co-create with other teams, and I feel like this is what is important. And of course, all these events like Taipei Blockchain Week is a great opportunity to meet maybe your new co-workers and people who can basically help you out to start.
Thank you.
My suggestion also is you need to embracing lifelong learning because the AI will restoration the changing speed. So we need to keep learning and adapt the new skill or to research the new AI tool to help us can adapt the new technology because the AI will
You can use Chinese, that's okay.
yeah 这 AI 它会很加速去更加速这个改变的速度，所以为了要适应这些改变，其实我还蛮建议，就是大家其实可以多参加一些社群，因为其实我认为就是社群其实的价值并没有办法被 AI 工具取代，而且我认为这两个工具是可以相辅相成的，就是我们在社群里面来获取一个大的方向，一个大的一个概念，然后呢，透过 AI， 其实我们会更能够去学习更多细节。因为我自己的发现是，当我们如果能够下正确的一个指令，然后正确的方向，我们大概念有的时候，那 AI 它的回答就会相对正确。但是如果呢，就是我们自己什么都不清楚，我们没有那个 big picture， 那这样子就是 AI 它很容易就会回答一些看起来正确，但是其实不正确的东西。所以当我们能够留在这样子的社群里面，然后我们从社群里面去获得一些正确的最新的知识和最新的工具的一个框架，那透过这样子的一个框架，我们就能够就是更正确的去下正确的指令，然后透过 AI， 它能够快速分析资料、快速阅读文件的这样子的能力，那我们可以更快速的去掌握我们在社群里面所学习到的资讯，然后并且就是更快速的去拥抱的新的技术，然后很持续的学习，让我们的mindset 一直进步。
Thank you. It's really happy to see the three amazing women to come Taipei Blockchain Week, the old friend and the new friends. If you guys have any questions, maybe can meet our guests down the stage. And thank you for sharing and attend Taipei Blockchain Week.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rinnie.